Can you believe that 1 month in the year 2026 is already gone? And some people are still actually trying to figure out what to do about their year. While some others have made their first billion already in 2026, some have made their first million in 2026, and some have actually started off, have taken a bold step in starting off what they plan to do in 2026. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm here to actually help you see how you can maximize your everyday, your 7 days a week, your month, to for you to accomplish a very excellent and achieve an amazing 2026. Because you see, if you don't check what you have done in January, you may not be able to know how to plan your February. And the year is already counting. Can you actually see that January has no rehearsal? Like January, we already have lived out January. And you want to maximize every single moment of this year. Today, I'm going to be talking to us about redeeming the time, maximizing your 24 hours. I read somewhere that if you can maximize your 24 hours, you can actually maximize your life. You can maximize your month, your week, and of course, your whole year. And that means you can be in charge, in control of your life. And that's what I'm going to be talking to us about. Now, before we continue, of course, I would like you to subscribe to our channel, follow us on our various social media platforms, like our comments, like our page, like this video, and leave us a comment. Let us know that we're doing something together and we are building this community together. Of course, my name is PSC, your favorite host of the SIP TV, a platform where we transform ladies, we transform young ladies on faith, inspiring them on confidence, purpose, and excellence. And this is a place you want to be. Now, let's go right into it on how to maximize your day. Usually people will talk about your 24 hours starting, let's say, 6 a.m. in the morning, but I beg to differ. I think for you to have an amazing day, it begins a night before. What do I mean? Before you go to bed, you should have develop the culture of journaling. In an age where almost everyone wants to write online, you want to do everything online. I'm still traditional like that. I like to have a writing material, even if it's on my gadget. I like to write. So every day when you retire from the day, you start planning your next day the night before. What do I mean? When you're back, when after you have maybe had dinner with family, you've done everything you have to do, before you go to bed, have a me time. They call it a me time. You have a me time where you get into yourself, ask yourself certain questions. Of course, it's a time to journal what went on today. What are you grateful for? Write them down. And then what were the lessons learned? What were the errors? That you had an error today does not mean that you can make it better the next day. So, what were the errors you had or the mistakes you made today? Note down everything and look for areas that you can improve. Of course, that's where the ministry of the Spirit of God helps you. I'm going to talk about it. Let me not jump the gun. Now, then, next to that is your to do list. For some people, they do have their to do list on a weekly basis. What is your to do list? Your to do list is something you put down that a schedule you're going to follow on a daily basis, right? We're going to talk more about it. Now, for some people, they have their to-do list on a weekly basis and then they take it every morning. They open their to-do list and act based off of what they have written in their to-do list. But for some people, they have their to-do list drafted out weekly. Now, whatever the case is, you open that your to-do list. If you had drafted it for a week, you open it and then you acquaint yourself with it. What have you done and what are you going to do tomorrow? And in a situation where you haven't actually done anything or you haven't written out your to-do list, that is the time, the night before. Don't have the habit of writing your to-do list on that day. Remember, a new day is the D-Day. Like, what do I mean? For instance, you're watching this video let's say you're watching this video on the 30th of January. I don't know when you're going to be watching it. You're watching it on the 30th of January. Now, you are not rehearsing 30th of January to have it another day. So when you come into 30th of January, this is the D-Day. So anything you want to get done has to be done on the 30th of January. You don't have to waste time. So the best time to do this planning and organizing is a night before. No matter how late, put it down the night before. Now, if you did, like I was saying, if you haven't journaled it for the week, now you have to put it down. What do you want to do tomorrow? After you have done that, you take time and plan out how the day will go. And then, of course, you spend time to fellowship with the Holy Ghost before you go to bed. Thank the Lord for the day. Thank the Lord for His preservation, His protection, His provision, and everything that happened. Thank the Lord for, of course, your loved ones. Then you go to bed. I would encourage, because this is one area that I am actually very guilty of, but we can start working on it in 2026 to improve on our sleeping routine. Like, try as much as possible to sleep early, because when you sleep early, what happens is this: it makes you wake up earlier, and of course you're well rested. Because I realize something about me: whenever I sleep late and I don't sleep well, I get very cranky the next day, I get very moody, and I don't actually achieve as I want to. So sleep is actually a very, very important part of having an amazing day. Why am I saying this? I was studying the creation of the world, and I was reading it, and I realized that even our Lord God created the whole world in 6 days, and He took the seventh day to rest. I mean, He thought it wise to chill, like He was literally chilling on the seventh day. But some of us, me and some other people, we want to work, 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 because you feel like 1 hour and you don't work, the money is going to go, or the impact is going to, you're not going to make the impact, you're not going to make the change. No, you should have a time where you sleep, you rest this body, right? Now, next to that will be, you have woken up in the morning. When you sleep early, you sleep earlier. I would encourage that you develop the culture of waking up early, because when you wake up earlier, it puts you ahead of the day. And that is very, very important, because you get to achieve much more. I can be very guilty, because I told you earlier I sleep late. And for some reason, when I sleep very late, I tend to wake up later, right? Because sometimes I can be awake till like 3, 4. I'm awake, like I'm doing something, I'm working. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm late, I'm waking up late. Like, a lot of people have actually started off their day, and I'm just like chilling, like, oh, wow, good morning. But you see, I started changing that attitude, that no, I want to improve on my productivity in the day. Next to that is, now you're up and alert, I would recommend you start your day with the Lord. We are in an age where it seems like everything is on vibe, everything is exciting, people are just catching cruise, and you might think that that is actually how life is supposed to be. And I'm just wondering, for those that actually live their lives without God, how do you do it? Because I can't even imagine. You're living your life without God? No. When you wake up in the morning, that is the time to set a time of meditation, a guided meditation time between you and God, depending on you and your family. Nice. Some people, maybe you have a routine with your family. Nice. Alongside that, you should have your personal time of meditation, a time like a me time with the Lord, right? Where you get to study His word, you pray, and then again you pray about your plans. Let me tell you, we are in a world that there are so many negative forces that want to spoil your plans for the day. And that's why you must take charge and take authority in the name of the Lord Jesus over your day. When you wake up in the morning, that is the best time. You don't just start off your day on vibe. Don't just start off your day. No, have that time with the Lord. Of course, after your time of meditation, then you can start off your day, get ready, you go to work, depending on if you work from home, it just depends on you. So next to that, after you have done planning your day, of course, your morning, and you've started out your day, depending, maybe you work at night or all of that, now you have to go through your to-do list. Now, um you must be disciplined to get through with your action plans for the day. Don't just live your life. Some people might be asking, why should I have a to-do list? It is very important, because it helps you stay on course for what you want to achieve. Because there was a time I realized that some people actually live their lives as the spirit leads. They wake up in the morning, okay, what do we do today? Okay, they are trying to figure out what to do that day. Some people just try to live life like as though it doesn't matter. No, Take your life very seriously. Even though we know we say life shouldn't be taken very seriously. No, that's cap. Take your life very seriously. Plan yourself like you really matter. Like add some, like give yourself some respect, some regard. You are someone of value. And it begins with how you plan your day. Now, another thing is you must have this, you must be disciplined enough to stay on purpose. You must be disciplined enough to follow the plan and not the way you feel. Because if we follow the way we feel, trust me, we're not going to do anything. And you really need to stay on plan. You cannot have a day, you have started out your day, and then you get some random calls, a call that makes you get distracted from your plan for the day. You can't have that. I remember my boss will always tell me something that when you have started off your day, like you don't just take unnecessary calls. Stay on purpose, stay on course, right? So this is one thing you must introduce into your character: discipline. Discipline to ensuring that you follow what you said you were going to do. Next to that will be give attention to the things that really matter, the things that would help you, the things that are of more value. For instance, I was watching a young lady. She's a very young lady in school. She's a medical student and she's a content creator and an influencer. And she was saying how there was a time she decided to outsource some of her domestic chores at home to a younger to her, I don't know, a fellow student or something, and pay the person. And then some people were trying to lash out on her that, what do you mean, you're a young girl, you're already getting people to do your laundry, to do your stuff, to and she answered them, and I thought her response was very, like I felt, in my opinion, I was very cool with her response. She said she has a lot to do. She can afford it. She's a medical student who has to read and study. She's a content creator. She's an influencer. That means she has jobs from different brands that she has to attend to. And then she really have to do her laundry herself? So now people were lashing out on her because, like, you're a lady, why can't you do? And I felt like that was so unnecessary. If you can afford it, there are things, there are jobs you delegate, and then you give attention to the matter at hand that means much more to you. Like, there's a way we are taught. You look at the task that will give you more results, you focus on those tasks. You see, you have to be able to know which ones can I do myself and which ones can I delegate. And next to that is avoid distraction. That's my next point on following your to-do list. Because if you can have a to-do list and you're not disciplined enough to follow it, you're going to have a day not well spent. Avoid distraction. Distraction can come through a long-time friend looking for you, and you're so excited. Okay, let's go for lunch. If you hadn't planned to go for lunch at a certain time, you don't have to go for the lunch. Finish what you set out to do. Because let me tell you, there are people in school. I don't know if you remember when we're in school. There are people in school who, when you're studying, it's as though they're all playing. They just have a way of playing. It almost look as though they are very unserious with their lives. But maybe when you are now sleeping, or maybe when you are doing something, they are studying. Now, you don't know other people's plans. So a friend cannot just walk up to you after you have planned your time and then just comes to you, let's go and eat now, or are we not going for this party, or are we not going for this, and then you just leave everything you plan to do and go. No. Even me as a leader in my place of work, like, I do not tolerate when people just barge into my office. Like, we didn't have a plan, you just barge into my office like you want to come and discuss something. Did I know you were coming? No. You just barged in to come and talk to me. What if I already had a plan for my day? So you need to also introduce discipline. Avoid this. I talked about introducing discipline. Be strict with it. Remember, stay on the plan and not on your mood and not on vibe. If there's anything you're going to take away from this, is your to-do list. Stay on the plan, not your mood, not on vibes, not on exciting things. Stay on the plan that you have set out, right? I talked about number one, I talked about your discipline to your plan for the day. Number two, I talked about delegation of task. The task you can delegate, you delegate, and then you focus on the major things, right? I'm just reiterating so that in case you missed me there. Then number three would be avoid distractions. And distraction can come from social media. For instance, what I did with my social media account, when I go on social media, so once it's like 15 minutes, it logs me out automatically. So you can do that. Like, what kind of structures can you introduce to avoid distractions? And then I put that I would not go on social media until this time, 9 p.m. in the night, except maybe I need to do something urgently, and then I go online, and once it's 15 minutes, it kicks me out. Literally. I found out that for some reason you don't even know that 15 minutes, like you can actually be on your phone for 2 hours and you would not know if you don't watch it. Because something happened one time after I put the time limit, 15 minutes was exhausted. Like I had to go back to like to I had to go back to like snooze it. I wanted another 15 minutes. The 15 minutes finished. I realized that I had done 30 minutes in just a very brief time. So you need to watch your social media, take put a time. Don't just go on social media from morning till night. No, like I said, add some, like, you are someone of value. Treat yourself as such. Don't just waste away your time. Some people watch movies the whole day. Like, how? You binge watch a series. How? And you're thinking about all the big things you want to do. I hope you know, and I'll say it again. I hope you know that everything you want to become is in your hands. You are literally responsible for your life. You're not waiting for someone to make it happen for you. You are the one to make that dream. That dream you want to have, that celebrity you like, that influential person you want to be like. It's your responsibility, and it begins in how you actually maximize your 24 hours. Because if you can manage your 24 hours, remember we said if you can manage your 24 hours effectively, you can manage your 7 days in your 7 days, and of course that means you can manage your 30 days or 28 days, as the case may be, in a month, and that will show you the kind of year you're going to have. In rounding off, alongside having a to-do list and your work, of course, because work, there are other things you need to introduce into your character in the day, such as improving your mental strength. You can learn to read things that add value to you. Learn to read. For some people, maybe you haven't developed the culture of reading. You could start off with reading on topics that pertain to what you currently do. For instance, you're a caterer. You can actually start learning to read things that have to do about being an amazing chef, or you read books that help you, you know, start reading things that are connected to what you do. Before you know what's happening, you will just start enjoying reading. Or you set out a target, you're going to read this number of books in a day or in a month, right? So these are some of the things you have to introduce into yourself. Okay, so next to that, adding improving your skill. This is one area that I feel like everyone needs to actually know. If there's anything you should include in your goal for the year, are the skills you're going to learn this 2026. We live in a world where it seems like AI is beginning to take some people's jobs. And it's actually true. We might criticize AI for being not as creative. We might criticize AI for having an agenda to control people and all of that. But you cannot deny the fact that the people that are investing in AI, their plan is actually to get people out of jobs. So what are you going to do to make you stand out? And because I see some advert, they tell you AI will make billionaires in the next season and so years. AI will do this and I'm just wondering, AI really? But you see, there are skills you can add to yourself every day. Add a new skill. What is this skill you can learn? It doesn't have to be so big. So there are skills you can learn. It doesn't have to be hard skills or all those very techy skills where we say we need to learn websites. You can also learn skills like baking. You can learn skills like doing your makeup yourself. You can learn skills like cooking a meal. You can learn skills like sewing, hairdressing. Actually, let me tell you something. So I met this guy because I'm also into the beauty industry. I actually sell hairs. And I met this guy. I was talking with him, and he was asking me a question. He said, "You do hairs?" I said, "Yes." He now asked me a question that if someone actually wants to revamp her hair, and because she bought it from you, can you revamp for her? I was like, no, I don't know how to revamp. He asked me, okay, do you know how to install hair? I'm like, no, I don't know how to install. Do you know how to style hair? I'm like, no, I don't know how to style. Then he was like, so you just sell hairs? I'm like, yes, I just sell hairs. He said, no, if you want to sell hairs, for instance, you should learn the skills and services related to hair making. And it was like a light bulb just went in my head. Pow! I'm like, it's true, because he said, even if you don't want to use it, you can teach it. It will help in your sales. So I said that to you. You probably think I just have a good I'm selling, like I have a product I'm selling. What are other services related to that thing you are doing that you can improve on? So learn a skill. Remember, I told you, you are someone of value. Treat yourself as someone of value. Don't just live your life on vibes. Don't just live your life on fun. And next to that would be, you must also learn to add value to yourself on a daily. I read something and I was trying to understand it, but I did my digging. The person said, if you want to go far, you must actually learn to embrace boredom. And I was like, what does that mean? And I realized that it's actually true, you see, because we live in a world where people want to be excited. They want to do things based on motivation. If I'm not motivated, I will not do it. No, the person said embrace boredom. And I was like, okay, thinking about it, reading can be boring. Actually, listening to a teaching, a sermon, in some cases, like you want to do something, but then you have to listen to this message. You have to read. It can be boring. You have to finish up this scripting. Like, for instance, I do this content creation I started. You have to sit down, you have to study, you have to do the outline, you have to do the scripting. It can be boring, trust me. But the thing is this, it adds more value to you. So don't always live life looking for chasing excitement. Sometimes take time by yourself and do things that seem not to be as exciting, and get yourself and add more value to yourself. I'm saying this because we live in a world that is fast paced. Every day things are happening. Like, if it's not this is happening, this new app is there, this one is happening, this one is happening. Everything is in a hurry. So you need to keep adding value to yourself. Learn to embrace boredom by learning new things when no one is there. The discipline to stay, the discipline to know that skill, the discipline to finish that program, the discipline to finish that course, the discipline to go to that school, this discipline to start that lesson, the discipline to do what you said you want to do can be boring. I'm telling you. I mean, imagine having to sit down and watch something, having to do a course. It can sometimes be boring, but that discipline is what you need. And if you can actually conquer it, you would be an amazing person, because now you're training yourself to have mastery. And that's a whole new level of maturity and winning. And so, as I round off, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment, like this video, please. It may not mean anything to you, but it means so much to me, right? So remember to subscribe, and please do us the favor of sharing it. Be a girl's girl and share it to another girl, share it to someone else, so that they can learn how to redeem their time. Remember, we are in no rehearsal. The day today is the real day. Tomorrow is going to be the real day. So there's no time to like rehearse and prepare for the next day. So ensure to maximize your day, redeeming your time, redeem your day, redeem your 24 hours, your 7 days. And you know the beautiful thing, if you can maximize your 24 hours, that means you can maximize your 7 days. And all the goals you set out to do at the beginning of the year, you can literally see it come to pass. And of course, you can't do everything without committing your ways to the Lord. I would always say this: don't do life without God. Don't do life without God. You haven't passed this road before. Do it with the Lord. You know, learn to talk to Him about your day. Learn to be sensitive to when He tells you. You know, sometimes He will talk to you. This person is going to be a distraction. If you go this way, this one is going to be a distraction. The Lord will talk to you. So don't do life without God. Of course, I was going to leave you with some assignments. I was not going to leave you like that. So I'm going to leave you with 3 assignments that you're going to do. Number one is this: what systems and structures are you going to put in place to help you minimize distraction, to help you stay disciplined on your course, to help you stick to the plan and not your feelings? So, for instance, I gave you an idea of how I set a timer on my social media. That can be a system. So you can introduce what works for you. What are the systems and structures you can introduce into your day to help you ensure that you maximize your 24 hours? Number two would be, What are the boring things that you know you will need to introduce into yourself? Maybe skills or books or courses or something you need to do that will make you add so much value to yourself. Number three, of course, would be, do you have a to-do journal? It's about time to get a journal where you write out your to-do list. And by the end of the day, don't have dinner if you have not accomplished what you said you're going to do in the day, right? Are we on are we on the same page on this? I want to know in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this. And if you're going to do this assignment, and of course, I'm a DM away. If you need me to guide you on anything, please send us a message and I'll be willing to help you walk this path. My aim and goal is to transform ladies into the best version of themselves as they work in God's purpose for their lives in excellence with great confidence, of course, through faith. Of course, my name is PSC, your favorite host. Until next time, where I'm going to be talking to you, single ladies, watch out for that. I love you. Mwah.